Hi guys, I just want to do a 36 weeks pregnancy update. As of today, I am 36 weeks and 4 days pregnant. So in 2 more days, I'll be 37 weeks pregnant. Yay, yay, yay. My due date is January 26th, 2019. I originally planned to work until January 6th. So until I was 37 weeks pregnant. But because I work on a pretty busy oncology / medicine floor, the patient load is pretty heavy. I was lucky enough to be a preceptor to a nursing student for most of my pregnancy, so I didn't have to do anything too physically demanding. I was able to orient new staff and be the charge nurse most of the time. So physically it was okay, but it was more draining mentally because I had more responsibilities. And even then, waking up at 6:15 in the morning to make it to work at 7:30 and then having to work a 12-hour shift, no matter what, it was really draining. So after a 12-hour shift, I usually won't be able to get home until 8 or 9 p.m. Then because of the insomnia, it's really hard to work the next day. My unit is pretty big. There's a lot of walking around. So just from walking around, I would get out of breath and I would feel really tired. So I decided to go off work early, and my midwife was kind enough to write me a note. So now I'm officially on mat leave. So for my 36 weeks, I've spent just mostly relaxing at home, tried to recuperate. I remember thinking last week that, oh my gosh, my stomach is so big. I don't think there's any room for expansion. But this week it got even bigger. Like, my stomach is so big. I'm all belly. I didn't think I was gonna get any stretch marks because up until now, I've hardly had, maybe I had like little purple dots on the side of my hip, but I didn't get anything. And I thought, maybe I'm just one of those lucky girls who's not gonna get any stretch marks, and I totally jinxed myself because now I have big, long, purple stretch marks on both sides of my hip, on the back of my bum, and I have one like right on top of my belly button, but that's the only one that I have on my stomach, which I was pretty surprised. I don't mind the stretch marks too much. I mean, sometimes if I look at it, I think, ugh, it's so ugly, but whatever. It's just part of pregnancy, and being a mom is awesome. So it doesn't bug me too much most of the time. One of the things that it does bug me is that it's so itchy. I put lotion on, I put cream on, I put oil on, it doesn't matter, it's so itchy. And itching it really makes it worse. The part that I itch is usually the part that grows into a stretch mark later on. This week when I went to see my midwife, she said that the baby's definitely dropped, which I also feel that myself, because before I could feel her back and her bum closer to almost like right under my breast, but now she's sitting just a few inches above my belly button. So she's definitely dropped. The midwife said that her head is definitely in my pelvis, so that those are all good signs. And as for my belly button, oh my god, you know what, I never realized why they called the belly button a belly button when I was little, because it's not a button, it's in, like, I have an innie. I'm like, it's not a belly button, it's a belly, like belly cave or whatever. But now it's legit a button. My innie is completely an outie. It's just this little belly nipple sticking out. It's so gross, but it's really funny. I like looking at it through my shirt just because I think it's so funny. Because of the fact that the baby dropped, I have to pee all the time. Every time I stand up, I think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna pee my pants. I have to go to the bathroom right now, even though I know my bladder's not full. Like, I could go pee and then sit down for 10-15 minutes, not drink anything, not eat anything, and then when I try to stand up, I still feel like I have to pee. The good side to the baby dropping is that I have more room in my stomach to actually eat. So before, I was eating around the clock, but each time I can only eat a little bit because there's just not that much room. But now that the baby's dropped, I can eat more at once, which I find more convenient because I don't have to eat so frequently. I do feel out of breath even now. Every time I try to speak continuously like this, I do get out of breath. Even when I walk to the car, I'm out of breath. Anything that requires any kind of physical exertion makes me out of breath. Sleeping wise, I mean, what can I say about sleep? Insomnia, disturbed sleep, getting up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning, having hot flashes through the night. It's not getting any better and it's not getting any worse. So at least I can say, thank God it's not getting any worse. But I've kind of just come to accept the fact that I'm not gonna get a good sleep, and it's not bugging me that much. And I know, yeah, whatever, like I'm just not gonna get that much sleep. Even when she comes, I'm not gonna get much sleep. So I've kind of just accepted the fact that my sleep is gonna be disturbed, and it's not bugging me all that much. But because I have bad sleep, I do have to take a nap most of the days, which I'm not complaining. One thing that I did realize that was different is that now my fingers and my toes are more swollen, especially in the morning. Almost every single morning when I wake up, my fingers will be pretty swollen, and even when I do this, it will hurt. So that's kind of annoying. Sometimes they're numb because I think I've been sleeping on them. I have a habit of sleeping like this, like with my wrist folded like that. So sometimes I will wake up and my fingers and my hands will be asleep, but they usually go away in a few hours. My feet and ankles are swollen, but there's no pitting edema. There's no real limitations of range of motion. It's not asymmetrical, so I'm not concerned. I've heard that some women have nausea and vomiting come back to them in the 3rd trimester, and I can say I am so happy I don't have that. I had a lot of nausea in my 1st trimester and it was the worst. I remember once I was at work and I was just walking down the hallway, nothing was happening, and all of a sudden I had to puke, and I just had to run somewhere and puke into a basin, and it was disgusting. One of the biggest things that I struggle with in this pregnancy, it's just back pain, sciatic pain. I've always had some kind of joint pain, so my hip and my knees and my ankles, I've always had some sort of pain in there since I was young, and I've gotten tested for rheumatoid arthritis. It's not that. They've taken x-rays, there's nothing mechanically wrong. So I was receiving some physical therapy for it. I was getting massage for it, and it was somewhat helping. But now being pregnant, they're definitely more pronounced. I have been getting prenatal massage therapy for my back pain. And there's one place I go that's near my house, and I really, really like it. And it was helping me. But this past time, I had to go to a different therapist because my regular therapist was all booked up for December. And this new therapist was just terrible. I went there once, I'm never going back because my pain is actually worse after I went to see her. I'm definitely not going back. I'm actually thinking of doing a review on them because I should, you know what, I should have listened, because when I googled the place, it didn't have really good reviews. But because it's also really, really close to my house, I thought maybe I'll give it a go, and it was a mistake. So those were pretty much my 36 weeks pregnancy update. I cannot believe that I'm almost 37 weeks pregnant. After I've been 37 weeks pregnant, I'm able to give birth at the Toronto Birthing Center. I've now also started eating some dates to help prepare my body for labor. People say that eating dates helps ripen your cervix. And because I'm really close to 37 weeks, I've been started doing that. So far, I've been really lucky with my pregnancy. It's been pretty smooth. Just the really common symptoms like nausea, back pain, sleep disturbances, but I haven't had any real big problems, which I feel so thankful for and grateful for. As much as I love being pregnant, I'm kind of getting tired of it now that I'm nearing the end, and I just can't wait for the baby to come. I do hope things continue to go smoothly for me and River, and I will post another update for my 37 weeks pregnant. Who knows? I hope she comes soon. Bye!